All right, it's finally here. The wait is over, ladies and gentlemen. The 2024 NFL season is finally upon us. I picked all 272 regular season games. I'm going through, breaking things down, what you can expect, division by division, team by team. And of course, I'm going to be 100% correct on all of these picks. No mistakes whatsoever. We've already taken care of the AFC South and then the NFC West yesterday. We're going to stay out west today with the AFC. Defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, a couple of teams with new head coaches. Could we finally see Kansas City dethroned? But let's start into it. Our first team, new head coach, interesting team, your LA Chargers. Okay, it was a rough season for the Chargers in 2023. 5-12. They finally fired Brandon Staley. Thank you. He should have never even have been the coach last year, but they get the big name hire, hiring Jim Harbaugh out of the University of Michigan, the defending national champion. This is a huge, huge get for him. Harbaugh is kind of an interesting character. Say what you want about him. I think he's a great football coach, clearly. He immediately comes in and picks up dubs, changes the culture. Now, there was a lot of losses for this team. They lost essentially all of their top playmakers. Austin Eckler gone, Keenan Allen gone, Mike Williams gone. You lose Kenneth Murray on an already beat-up defense. They did add some people. You sign running backs Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. You basically bring in the Baltimore backups, or I guess they were the starters last year thanks to the injuries, and you bring in edge rusher Bud Dupree. Couple other pickups here. The draft was solid. The most Jim Harbaugh pick of Jim Harbaugh picks in the draft. Offensive tackle Joe Alt. He's probably a 15-year all-pro guy over there. So they're going to settle up that offensive line. You bring in Lad McConkey. You draft Lad McConkey at wide receiver. The question is, you have this expensive elite tier quarterback that really hasn't lived up to his potential in Justin Herbert. Now, I'm going to blame Brandon Staley for that because, goddamn, it's Brandon Staley. He's terrible. But this is kind of a big year for the Chargers. Herbert doesn't have the weapons he's had his entire career now. Is he going to be able to adjust and move the football? But he's not going to have to throw it a lot. A Harbaugh offense pounds the rock, grinds teams into dust. They do have to make some adjustments on defense. The defense wasn't very good last year, and they really didn't do much to improve it. They still have some good pass rushers in Bosa and Khalil Mack. It's just kind of a weird all-around vibe to this team. I am a true believer in Jim Harbaugh, though. Whenever Harbaugh shows up, he wins, and he wins immediately. I think we're going to see a lot of ground and pound, maybe surprise some people with guys like Josh Palmer at wide receiver, Lad McConkey, the rookie, leaning on him. Herbert's going to be able to take that next step. Jim Harbaugh knows what he's doing with quarterbacks. If he can win with guys like Colin Kaepernick, he can definitely win with guys like Justin Herbert. So I'm in on the Chargers this year. Not fully in because it's, again, you got a tougher division with the Chiefs in there. I'm not really a buyer necessarily. We'll find out of the rest of the divisions. But the AFC is strong and tough. I got the Chargers going 8-9, not making the playoffs, but a really solid year one under Harbaugh. Okay, now your Vegas Raiders. How about the Raiders? 8-9 last year, solid for them. They were kind of up and down all over the place. They had the worst coach in the NFL in Josh McDaniels. He gets fired. You bring in interim head coach Antonio Pierce. He kind of lit a fire under their ass. And the Raiders went with the move. The players wanted their interim guy. They got their interim guy. It's not what the Raiders have done in the last few seasons. So I think it was the right move for them. The biggest thing is, I don't know how much of a rah-rah coach is going to get that job done in Vegas. They did add some nice pieces. They signed Christian Wilkins from the Dolphins. Michael Gallup's kind of whatever. You bring in Gardner Minshew. He's going to be your starting quarterback. Name the starting quarterback over Aiden O'Connell. That's the biggest problem here. You don't really have a quarterback. You drafted tight end Brock Bowers, which was kind of like we're just drafting the best available player. They didn't really necessarily know what to do with their pick. They take an interior offensive lineman in Jackson Powers Johnson. I did like. You lost Josh Jacobs. He wasn't really good last year, but Josh Jacobs has been a perennial all-pro player in this league, had a monster 2022. So you are losing some guys. The defense is kind of a mess. They had some good moments last year. They had some bad moments last year. I think Antonio Pierce is going to try and tighten that unit up. But overall, I think the offense is the problem with this team. Devontae Adams could go out with an injury, a frustration injury. Gardner Minshew could leave him out to dry. He could throw him. He could take a hit. going across the middle, and he could be on the New York Jets by week 6 when they start 0-3 or 1-4. I think it's going to be a really tough season for the Raiders. I do, like I said, I like the head coaching hire. I just don't think there's a lot of talent on this team. You have Max Crosby on defense, but it's just like the offense feels so bad. They lost a game 3-0 last year, and you didn't upgrade the quarterback position whatsoever. You downgraded at running back. I think Zamir White is a solid starter. Alexander Madison, the backup, trash. So this is kind of a double tight end set team with Gardner Minshew at quarterback, and I'm not a believer in Minshew, especially when he's named the starter. He's the Ryan Fitzpatrick of this generation. He needs to be the backup and then come in and start games, because then he'll have the Minshew magic. But when he's just the starter, I feel like it's not going to go well. I got the Raiders really struggling this season. I got them going 4-12, and it's the same old Raiders. But maybe they're going to feel good about their head coach, and please desperately draft a quarterback for the future. All right, before we get into the second half of the video, drop a quick like on this thing, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, help us out in the algorithm. That really helps out a lot. And if you want to go see some of these teams, some of these AFC West teams in person, do some scouting, use code afterthereview on SeatGeek, $20 off your first purchase. You can let me know from the stadium how wrong I was about these teams. Let's hop in to the second half of the video with the Denver Broncos. Okay, what to say about Denver and the Sean Payton Broncos? 8-9 last year, kind of all over the place. Had a little bit of a run in there where their defense was forcing like 4 turnovers a game. I don't know how that's going to ever happen again. Then they fall off. They get out of the Russell Wilson business. Basically, Sean Payton's trying to blow this team up and build it in his own image. Get rid of Russell Wilson. That never worked. Jerry Jeudy gone. Lloyd Cushenberry gone. Justin Simmons gone from the secondary. So you're losing a lot of big pieces on offense. You go in, you take the old man, Bo Nix. You name him the starter for week 1 in the NFL draft. And Nix felt like the most NFL ready of quarterbacks as far as this is what you're going to get. He's kind of near his ceiling. He was like the most starts in college ever, 60 starts in college football. So you know what you're getting out of Bo Nix. You also add teammate Troy Franklin from them. Didn't really do a whole lot on the free agent market because you're eating the largest dead cap money in the history of the NFL with that Russell Wilson's contract. But they added a couple pieces on defense, picked up wide receiver Josh Reynolds. This is a bad wide receiver room outside of Courtland Sutton. I still am a believer in Courtland Sutton. It just feels like a bad all-around room. Running back room's pretty decent. I like Javonte Williams. You got Jaleel McLaughlin in there as well. I think there's potential for this offense to be kind of a Sean Payton offense. Dink and dunk, protect the football. Bo Nix has looked good in the preseason, probably better than most people expected. But all in all, I still think the Broncos are going to struggle mightily. This front seven is easily the worst front seven in football on the defensive side. I think they're going to really struggle to stop people. If they don't stop people, can this offense produce enough points, score with other high-scoring teams, and keep up? I just don't think so. I think it's a really slow, methodical, intentional offense these days, but we'll see. You know, can they wind back the clock to 2011 New Orleans Saints where they're throwing for 500 yards a game? I don't know. I just don't think Sean Payton has his fastball anymore. You see that with coaches. They just kind of lose their speed. The game passes them by a little bit. I think it's going to be a struggle. They did a good job last year. I think they take a step back with the rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. Some would say, could Bo Nix be worse? It's like, worse than Russell Wilson? I mean, maybe. It's just Russell Wilson wasn't horrendous last year. He was fine. He wasn't good, but he was fine. You never know what you're going to get out of a rookie quarterback. Up and down season for them. I think they're just outmanned defensively, and the offense is going to be a little to be desired, especially at the skill position. So I got the Broncos going 6-11, and kind of a weird situation for them. What do you do with the future moving forward? Is Sean Payton still the guy? I think a lot of question marks for the Broncos once again. Okay, and finally, how about those Chiefs? The Kansas City Chiefs, 11-6 on the regular season, won the division. You're back-to-back defending Super Bowl champions. Can they make it a three-peat? And they kind of went all in on the offense this offseason. You added wide receiver Hollywood Brown. Now he's banged up. You draft the speedster Xavier Worthy out of Texas, and you're just giving Patrick Mahomes all of the toys. You bring back Rashee Rice. He's not getting suspended this year, so you bring back your number one receiving option as far as a wide receiver. Travis Kelce, another year older, more of a year of a superstar, but hey, he still can get it done with the best of them. Isaiah Pacheco, I expect to feature heavily in this offense. They're going to pound the rock. He's looked great the last 2 seasons, I think, growth-wise. I love me Isaiah Pacheco, and Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. It's easy. This is easy. You have the best quarterback. You have the best coach in football combination. They did lose some depth on the defense. You lose cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. You lose Willie Gay. The left tackles aren't a good situation either. You lost Donovan Smith. I think you're starting a rookie at left tackle. That's less than ideal. We saw what happened to Mahomes and the Chiefs when they didn't have their offensive tackles, but the defense is still going to be good under Spags. The offense might be one of the best in football. Back to that Tyreek Hill type offenses. Big explosive plays, making teams have to respect the deep ball again, and then taking what the defense gives you like they had last year. I expect the Chiefs, you're kind of on cruise control. It's hard. You're the back-to-back defending champs. Nobody's won 3 in a row. They're looking to do what nobody has done. I think they'll grind through the regular season. Not a great division, like I said. I got the Chiefs going 11-6. I got them obviously repeating as the division champion. I just don't think there's much competition out there. The AFC is solid. They play a tough schedule, so they're going to have some up and down moments, and it's kind of hard to stay focused when the season doesn't matter to them. The regular season does not matter. It's all about the postseason. It's all about another Super Bowl. And the Chiefs proved last year they could go on the road. They were on the road for the last 2 rounds of the AFC playoff. They showed that they can do it. So home field's not a huge deal. It's just a bonus plus when you get that first game at home winning this inferior division. So that's going to do it for us. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Am I too low on the Chargers and the Raiders? How about the Broncos? Do you think the Broncos could be a sneaky playoff team? Are you a buyer of Bo Nix? And obviously, we know about those Chiefs. Can they win a 3rd straight Super Bowl? Again, if you haven't already, drop a quick like on this video. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. We got new sports content every single day. Help support me. Allows me to keep making this great content for you guys every day. Every day we're doing this. Tomorrow we are going to have the NFC East, a very, very sexy division. I can't wait to talk about the NFC East. We have a horrible team. We have an interesting young team. And we got 2 teams that are kind of massive letdowns last year in the playoffs. It's a lot of fun. So again, like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.